in order to fix this stalling issue. Okay, let's try it out. Okay, let's see if it moves under its own power. I ordered the my god, steering column lock bypass module because based on what I read on the forums, it malfunctioned, and BCM, the body control module, you know, seems something wrong, and it cuts off the fuel once the car starting to move. While I'm waiting on this order, I also saw I have like ABS failure, ABS light, blah blah blah. So I removed this electronic part from ABS module. It's been held in the car by 6 bolts, 1 2 3 4 5 6 there. And what I'm doing right now, I'm trying to remove this cover in the back. It's been held by 4 bolts plus like the sealant around, and in order to get this thing open, what other people suggested, there was like the access hole which was filled or plugged with this like a little piece of silicone right here. So I popped it off and I made a new thread with this, you know, thing, whatever it calls, and it's in my case I did M6 thread with 1mm pitch, and I found this bolt from, you know, some parts from Mercedes with this exact same pitch. So what I'm doing right now, actually, I'm gonna put the camera on the table, and it's either gonna be success or disaster. I'm using this thing and trying to push the panel. Okay, now it's starting to separate. I'm not sure. Okay, there you go. There is a little, you know, crack is being made between those two sides. So I'm gonna do it a little bit more further, hopefully. Let's check if I can help it. Probably no, I cannot. So probably I'm gonna need to continue. Now it's starting to separate. Okay. Very good. Let me see if I can help it a little bit. Let's help a little more with the blade. There is quite a chunk of this silicone, actually. Let me try to push the bolt a little further. Okay. I can hear the magic sound. There is quite a bit of silicone inside, and that's understandable. They're trying to protect this module from the moisture, so probably I guess I can, it's leveled out around, so I guess I can push a little bit further. To help me with this task. All right, that's a success, and I guess I can see right away the source of the problem. Those how it calls, the solder joints are cracked. There is the relay, this like white relay. I'm probably gonna even leave this silicone. Okay, let's take it off. This relay is all fractured around. I'm gonna reflow it, and we're gonna try it out. So I got this radiator support from Vetpros, and it was like in kind of rough visual condition, so I used the wire brush, then primed it, and then put a couple coats of black matte paint, and I'm gonna at least attempt to install it today. And just yesterday, while I was poking with the ABS module, I found that this kind of shroud or whatever it calls is being lifted right here. I'm not sure if you can see it. So the whole radiator thing went up, I guess, because of the bent original radiator support. So that's the reason. And in regards to the ABS block repair, it totally fixed the ABS light, active steering light, and there are no more lights actually on the dash. So in terms of electrical gremlins, the only thing left to fix this steering column lock problem, and I'm waiting for this part, LMC or LCM5 part. So yeah, that's the deal. This is a work in progress. I already removed the old radiator support. You can see it's a little bent. Already installed the replacement one in place. Actually not installed, but kind of mocked up. Need to tighten all the bolts. Everything looks pretty good. But this is probably like a pound of soil came from a bumper. I'm not sure if it's a result of this accident. Maybe he just went to, I don't know, whatever, the side of the road, or maybe it's just accumulation throughout the years. I don't know, but I can probably put some seeds here and it's gonna start to grow. So yeah, that's the progress so far. I put the car on those jack stands. It's pretty high enough. the whole thing, like with the removal and installation, is not really enjoyable, at least without the bumper removal, what I am doing here. So I decided not to remove the bumper. It's doable, definitely, but not very particularly pleasant. So I just installed this radiator support, no extra parts left, which is good. I installed those like skirts, whatever they are. I'm scratching my head right now how to lower the car from those jack stands, because now I think my jack won't clear this skirt in the center. So but other than that, I forgot, I'm not done yet. I need to transfer those two things. Oh my god. Probably this is better. So while I'm waiting on this LCM5 or LCM5 module for the column lock, I decided to tackle another project. This is what you see is the rear subframe, and I decided to swap the subframe because for me it looks like mine is a little tweaked. It's shifted to the driver's side, and that's why this wheel is a little like that, while this wheel is slightly pushed out from the bottom. At least it looks to me visually. And I was checking out the existing subframe yesterday, and looks like I found couple kind of stress cracks. Probably I'll be able to look better at them and show them to you once I'll get the subframe out. But I guess it's gonna be just better for the peace of mind to swap the subframes. Okay, I'm about an hour and a half into the repair, and I got this rear cradle or subframe removed. And it may be not readily visible right away, but I'm gonna show you how you can check if the subframe is straight or not, because visually there is pretty much nothing wrong with it. Let me grab something and I'll show you. Okay, that's a tape measure, and what you do with it, you take 2 points, like let's say from this little spike up to let's say the center of this hole, and compare the distance between this spike and this hole. In my case, there is probably 2/4 of an inch or half an inch difference, maybe a little less than that, but definitely more than 1/4, and probably less than 2/4. But visually it looks straight, while this replacement subframe got exactly the same reading, if you will. So definitely this subframe is tweaked. And remember, I told you I'm gonna show you the probably what appears to be the there we go. You see, it's like a little cracks, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's like manufacturing process or something, but those looks like the cracks to me. And this is the the damaged side, like from the vehicle. So if it got hit and pushed there, it could technically affect the rigidity of this portion. That's my guess, at least. Plus the diagonals doesn't match. So that's it pretty much in terms of the subframe question, I'm gonna install this one. The only thing I don't get, if I need to install those control, you know, things, it's like a steering rod actually, after I install the subframe, or there is no space to get it installed later on. I need to check on that. Next morning, subframe was replaced. I just eyeballed, you know, the adjustments for the suspension. Obviously it's way out. It's gonna need to go to the alignment for sure, but that one problem less. Now we need to focus on this steering wheel lock issue, so you know the car at least could drive. How you doing, guys? It's been a couple days since I am, you know, finagling with the wiring thing in the car, and the reason is I had this message popping up on the display. Pull the keys out and wait 10 seconds, and also I had the service steering lock message. So I disassembled, you know, the whole thing here just to see like what kind of wiring is here. I found this connector that goes to the steering column lock, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's like this a little connector where I'm pointing my finger to. There is a finger and there is the connector right here. So I traced the wires from the connector to the other side, to the footwell, passenger footwell, to the BCM and the relay. So I was thinking like maybe you know, someone did bypass something or whatever. So as it turned out, it was the bad relay. Just found, I mean, I already purchased the LMC or LCM5 steering column bypass module, and I'm gonna keep it just in case, but I was able to check if the motor is fine. So there is the little motor right here that kind of locks and unlocks the, you know, column. I used 12 volts 12 volts battery from Milwaukee, electric ratchet, and I manually feed 12 volts into the motor just to make sure it's moving back and forth like this little. This is the lock right here. I'm pressing it right now. So with the battery it was moving fine, because my initial concern was maybe that the motor froze. Then so there are 4 contacts in the connector for this motor. 4 contacts. 2 contacts are, you know, for the motor to engage and disengage. 2 other contacts are the feedback to the BCM module, and it tells the BCM that yes, this lock been locked or unlocked. And if something doesn't match, BCM triggers the error that needs to be fixed. So I made sure motor is working, and I made sure this feedback line is also working. Third, I made sure that the BCM right here, green connector, is the wire number 6 and number 8. Number 6 is purple, number 8 is orange. So those 2 wires pretty much supply the voltage to the motor, and they supply this voltage through this relay. And I made sure that yes, the voltage is being supplied, and BCM is switching the polarity. So when the motor is engaging, it shoots the voltage like for about 2 or 3 seconds, like with one polarity, and when it's being disengaged it switches the polarity, and you know, through the same wires it shows, you know, shoots the voltage to the motor. So yeah, I've checked it, it was fine. So this pretty much was the last culprit. That's the original relay, and I initially thought maybe it could be like the water damage or moisture damaged. No, it's absolutely clean, but it does not. I guess it's simply burnt, because when I inject 12 volts to the relay, it does nothing. So this was a pretty easy fix. So now I guess I can put all that back together, and then I can take this car for a short spin. Whew, this was intense. Okay, hopefully now it is a time for the first, is it okay like that, test drive. Hopefully everything goes as planned. I put the panels back. Hopefully everything is still the same way. Okay, hold on a second, guys. Hold on. Okay. No more error on the display. Let's turn on the AC. Much better. Holy smokes. Alright, let's check it out. I believe right now it shouldn't. Yeah, we're... No. That's something new. Okay. It's so loud, oh my god. Okay, oil pressure is fine, voltage is fine, got some gas. Miles per hour. Drives probably a little crooked, I don't know. I'm not sure if engine works like it should, but so far no lights on a display. I know the exhaust makes some sounds. I guess it's touching the frame somewhere. It moves. That's great. Oh yeah, I would say this is the huge success, at least for this part. Steers, drives, moves. So next thing is gonna be alignment, exhaust, because it's touching the frame somewhere, and I'm not sure if it was, if you know, if the wheel pushed the exhaust somewhere, or you know, what the actual deal is, or maybe since it's got like aftermarket, you know, headers and mid pipe, maybe it was assembled improperly. I don't know, but that's gonna be next. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.